had a student in here who told me, you know, Mrs. Martin, last year I hated you. I said, really? You hated me? Still hate me now? He goes, no. I'm like, so what's the difference? How come you don't hate me anymore? And he said, because I got to know you.
Mrs. Jerry Martin, a vice principal at Ewa Makai Middle School in Ewa Beach, has a reputation for being the toughest administrator at the school. However, she has grown accustomed to the thought of students calling her mean and being frightened by her.
I think there are students that think I am mean.
Rumors that people said about Miss Martin was that she's mean and like the way that she used to look at them was like they didn't like it. I thought she was kind of strict and harsh.
Despite what students may say, Mrs. Martin's mission goes much deeper.
Growing up, I didn't like the way my life was. And I was a very, very angry person. And being an angry person, if anybody looked at me the wrong way or said the wrong thing, I'd lose it. I had a really bad temper. And took my anger out on people, and they didn't deserve that. And had to take responsibility. And now realizing that I had hurt so many people, promised that I would do everything I can to, instead of hurt people, help.
To make up for her past mistakes, Mrs. Martin began serving her community by coaching sports in hopes of helping others.
When I was involved with community sports, there were a lot of students who didn't have family that would come to their games. They'd be embarrassed at on potluck days because they wouldn't be able to bring anything. And so it was those individuals that I took in that would come home with us and stay. And sad thing is, some of their families wouldn't even call to check on them. But I think being able to not just take care of my sons, but to be able to take care of the greater family, which is the community.
Although some students may think that Mrs. Martin is harder on them, she only wants to steer students towards the right path.
She helped me with problem situations, like when I fight with other students in school and I always get pulled into her office. She always tells me stories about the same thing that I'm in and that I'm not the only one who's in this situation.
Even though you think that she's mean, she's not. She's a very caring person.
For me, every individual matters. Every individual has the potential and the right to be happy and successful.
Even though Mrs. Martin may be tough on the outside, her caring nature shows students that we can all grow from our mistakes. This is Christina Overly from Ewa Makai Middle School for HIKI.